August 18, 1590. A ship drops anchor off the coast of what is now North Carolina. On board is Governor John White, returning after 3 long years away. He has supplies. He has hope. He has a granddaughter waiting for him on that island. But when he steps ashore, the colony is gone. Not attacked, not burned to the ground. Just gone. 117 men, women, and children vanished. The houses had been carefully taken down, not destroyed. There were no bodies, no signs of struggle, no indication of panic. Just one word carved into a wooden post at the entrance of the settlement: Croatoan. That single word has haunted historians for over 400 years. And to this day, nobody knows what it means. To understand what happened, you need to understand what these people were walking into. In 1587, England was in a race. Spain already had a foothold in the New World. France was pushing in from the north, and Queen Elizabeth needed a permanent English settlement fast. Sir Walter Raleigh was given the task. He had already sent 2 expeditions to Roanoke Island. Both had failed. The first group left after constant conflict with local tribes. The second group, 15 men, were simply left behind as a placeholder. When the third expedition arrived in 1587, those 15 men were gone too. Only bones remained. Despite this, 117 colonists, including women, children, and 2 pregnant women, were ordered to make Roanoke their home. They arrived too late in the season to grow crops. They had already made enemies of the local tribes from the previous expeditions, and their supply ship had left with Governor White on it to get more resources from England. He promised to return within months. It would be 3 years before he came back. And when he did, everyone was gone. Here is what John White actually found when he returned. The settlement had been dismantled, deliberately and carefully. Heavy cannons had been buried, suggesting the colonists planned to come back for them, or planned to never need them again. There were no graves, no bodies, no sign of disease or massacre. The only marks left were 2 carvings. On a tree, the letters CRO, on a wooden post at the entrance, the full word Croatoan. Before White had left, the colonists had agreed on a signal. If they moved, they would carve their destination into a tree. If they left under distress, they would add a cross above the carving. There was no cross, which means whatever happened, it wasn't an emergency. They left on their own terms, deliberately, quietly, and completely. So where did 117 people go? 4 centuries of investigation have produced 3 serious theories. And here's what makes this case unlike anything else in history. All 3 might be true at the same time. Theory 1. They joined the Croatoan tribe. The Croatoan were a Native American people living on a nearby island. They had maintained a friendly relationship with the English. Over a century later, an English explorer named John Lawson visited the area and found native people with gray eyes, who claimed their ancestors could speak out of a book. Researchers have since found English artifacts buried in the same soil layer as native pottery. Swords, rings, gun parts, mixed with arrowheads and tribal tools. Evidence of 2 worlds living as one. Theory 2, they split up. Archaeologists now believe the colony didn't move as one group. Evidence found at multiple separate sites suggests they fragmented, some going south to Croatoan Island, others moving inland. A hidden symbol discovered on a 1585 map, only visible under special lighting at the British Museum, revealed a fort location 50 miles inland that matches exactly where colonial-era pottery has now been found. A secret plan hidden in plain sight for 400 years. Theory 3, they were killed, not by natives, but by the Spanish. Spain's settlement was just down the coast. Spanish records show they knew about the English colony and were actively searching for it. Some historians believe Spanish forces found them first, and that the carved word was the last message the colonists could leave before everything went silent. Here is the detail that changes everything, and that almost nobody covers. Tree ring data from Virginia tells us something chilling. Between 1587 and 1589, the exact years the colonists were on Roanoke, the region experienced the worst drought in 800 years. Not a dry summer, not a bad harvest. The single most extreme drought the area had seen in 8 centuries. The colonists arrived too late to plant. Their supplies were delayed by 3 years, and the land itself was dying around them. Whatever decision they made, to stay, to split, to assimilate, they made it while starving, in an unfamiliar land, surrounded by tribes they had already wronged, with no guarantee that anyone was coming back for them. When you understand that, the carved word starts to feel less like a mystery and more like a goodbye. Here's what I keep coming back to with Roanoke. We've spent 400 years asking, where did they go? But that might be the wrong question entirely, because the evidence suggests they didn't disappear. They adapted. They made impossible choices under impossible conditions. And they survived by becoming something entirely different from what they set out to be. The lost colony wasn't lost. It was absorbed into the land, into the people, into the soil itself. The word Croatoan wasn't a cry for help. It was a decision. And perhaps the most haunting part of this entire story isn't that 117 people vanished. It's that they made a choice we will never fully understand, in a moment we will never be able to reach, leaving behind only one word, and the echo of everything they were. If Roanoke left you with more questions than answers, that's exactly why you need to subscribe to Echoes and Angle. Every case we cover, we go deeper than the headline. We look for the angle nobody else is looking at. The next case drops Friday. I promise you, it hits closer to home than this one.